This is the Marketing Minute with Eric Rhoads, author of the #1 Amazon bestseller, Make More Money Selling Your Art, Proven Techniques to Turn Your Passion into Profit.
If you have questions, you can just send them to me, eric@artmarketing.com. By the way, that's a good website, artmarketing.com. And I haven't seen these questions actually before, so let's read them fresh. We'll take it off the top of my head. First question is from Steve. What are the current trends in art buying behavior, and how should artists adapt their marketing strategies to align with the preferences of modern collectors? Well, look, Steve, baby, there's a lot of different ways to approach this question. You could do like what we were discussing earlier with James Gurney, where you have Thomas Kincaid was kind of watching what top artists were doing, John Stobart and others, and trying to see what was successful, and then coming up with his own version of successful. And you can do that. Or you can just paint what you love. And, you have to decide, do I want to be a marketing success, or do I want to be a success because I paint what I love? Because I think people can feel it. I think people can see if your heart's in it. I have a lot of friends who've been chasing the Western art thing because there's so much money in Western art. And, the Western art people, you can feel it. You can feel that this artist actually wears a cowboy hat every day and has boots and stirrups and understands the anatomy of horses and things. You can feel their passion for it. Then there's people who have their technical expertise, but you can tell they're not passionate about it. And I think that collectors can tell. I think buyers can tell. So I believe, do what you're curious about, do what you love, paint what you love. Don't try to adapt to current trends. If you're always chasing that stuff, you're going to be chasing, I have mixed feelings about it because I'm a marketing guy. And, if I were in the clothing business, I would probably be chasing trends, right? Because certain clothing has certain trends. And, but where are you going to decide what the trends are? If you look at 5 different shelter magazines, if you look at Architectural Digest or Traditional Home, or who knows what, you're going to see a lot of different approaches. Some of them are going to be really modern and very abstract. Some of them are going to be more traditional. You just have to paint what you love. Paint, and if you love it, there's a market for it. There is, this is a different world. It used to be that we would rely on these people to tell us what was good. But now with Instagram and with social media, we're seeing anybody and everybody who has something that's good that we love, and we can follow them. Look at James Gurney. He's a traditional painter in the sense of traditional painting. I mean, maybe not, maybe he's not doing classical realism or Rembrandt, but he's doing traditional painting. He's using, paintbrushes, not digital. He's probably doing that too. So there's plenty of room for everybody in this world, and you just have to figure out how to find them and how to talk to them and how to make them aware of your work. And so a lot of that has to do with advertising and social media and learning a lot of stuff like that. I've actually got an event coming up. I have not officially announced it yet to anybody, but I'll mention it here. We're going to be doing a one-day event on art marketing. And I decided I wanted a lot of people to attend. I decided to make it cheap. So it's $49 or $47, something like that. And if you go to streamlineartevents.com/marketing, you'll find it there. We're expecting a few thousand people to attend, and we think it's going to be a really cool thing. And we're going to walk you through your planning for 2025. This is going to be on January 10th, 2025. So it's still early enough to capture it. But we're going to walk you through your planning. We're going to walk you through some of the basic principles that everybody needs to know. We're going to have some guests we're going to be on. We're going to really fill your cup with a lot of great marketing stuff. I'm not going to be teaching the whole thing. I'll teach some of it. And you will get some great information so that because the goal is, we think there's a boom ahead. And the goal is for you to take advantage of that boom and to be ready for 2025 and to really crush it and make what you need to make in 2025. We're going to show you how. Okay, next question is from Alice. Alice says, I'm from the Philippines. Well, thank you for listening, Alice. How do I market my art in the U.S.? Well, I think you market your art in the US the way that everybody else markets their art in the US. You look for a market and you look for a way to expose yourself to that market. Now, I have a lot of friends who market their art in other countries, and they do a lot of that through social media. They try very specifically with their social media advertising to target certain parts of the world. So if you were targeting the US and you wanted only the US, then then you would, US is obviously a big market. Then you would target the US in your Facebook advertising or your other advertising. There's a lot of different ways to approach it. You could use something like Fine Art Connoisseur magazine or Plein Air magazine, or, you could use them to reach collectors or artists, depending on what you're selling. Don't discount the fact that you have a country that you could sell work in. And the benefit of selling your work in the Philippines is there's probably a lot of people in the Philippines who could afford a lot of beautiful work. You just have to figure out how to get in front of them. The reality is, as a single individual artist, you could sell everything that you paint in a smaller country like the Philippines, and there's plenty of people there to do it. You are, when you're trying to penetrate the entire United States, it's going to be more expensive. And you could dominate in the Philippines on social media. And there are probably places you can go in the Philippines or in the region that would have websites or traditional media or things like that that would actually be targeting art collectors that you could reach them in. I know there, for instance, there are specific art magazines in China that target wealthy art collectors, just like we target wealthy art collectors in the US with Fine Art Connoisseur. So don't make the assumption. I always ask myself, why is somebody asking this question? And the assumption probably is, well, probably because they think the market's too small. The reality is it might be big enough in your town, right? A lot of artists are going to be like, well, I need to market, for the entire United States, when I'm thinking, like, you live in a town that has 500,000 people. I live in Austin, Texas. There's almost 2 million people here. I could sell every bit of my art in Austin, Texas, with ever going out to a gallery in any other place. I'm now, I just was in 3 galleries. I lost one to a death. I'm just replacing that one gallery with another new one, and I've got invited into a 5th gallery or 4th gallery. So I could, I can do that. But if I really wanted to concentrate on just focusing on my town or my area or my region or Texas or something like that, I could do that. So there are ways to do that. And so what you want to do is, go to the free blog, artmarketing.com. There's a lot of great articles there. You could get my book that teaches you a lot. Go to this marketing thing I was telling about. That would be good. It's an international audience, and you'll be able to get replays and stuff like that if you want to do that. So anyway, I hope this helps. Marketing is very important, though, because without marketing, nothing happens. There was a movie, I don't remember, you probably don't remember, Kevin Costner, If You Build It, They Will Come, right? It was about baseball, and that was the theme of the movie. It's not true. If you build it, they won't come. You have to follow a lot of practices. So you look at James Gurney, who's just been our guest. I mean, he's out all over YouTube. He's out doing podcasts. He's everywhere. This is, whether it feels deliberate or not, this is, it's about getting involved and spreading yourself in the community. And so you've got to get out there. And so nothing happens typically without an effort of marketing. By the way, I'm doing Art Marketing Mondays on my show, Art School Live. Just go to YouTube and look up Art School Live and subscribe. Well, that is the Marketing Minute.
This has been the Marketing Minute with Eric Rhoads. You can learn more at artmarketing.com.